So for our second objective, it's for you to identify the relationship between mass and inertia. Now, I have a question about a sumo. Do you know a sumo wrestler? That one. Can you see in the picture? The fat one. And a boy, a kid. The first question. Who is heavier? Who? Yes, the fat one, the sumo. Next. Who has more mass? The fat one or the kid? Who? Yes, the sumo. Correct. Third. Who is more difficult to push? Push like this. Who? Yes, it's the fat one. The fat one, the sumo. It's more difficult to push because it's heavy. It's difficult to push. Last question. Who has more inertia? Who? Who has more inertia? The boy or the sumo? Who? Yes, the fat one, the sumo wrestler. Clear? So it means if an object or a person is heavy, it means it has more inertia than a thin person. Clear? Next. Who is lighter? The boy or the sumo? Who? Yes, it's the boy. Correct. Who has less mass? The boy or the sumo? Yes, it's the boy. Who is easier to push? The boy or the sumo? Yes, it's the boy, correct. Now, who has less inertia? Who? The boy or the sumo? Yes, it's the boy, correct. Now it means if you have more mass, it means you are heavier. And it will be difficult to push you. Why? Because you have more inertia. Remember, inertia is the ability to resist a change in motion. So the sumo has more inertia. So he is harder to push because he would prefer to stay at rest. It will also be harder to move than the boy who is thin. The boy is thin and he is light. He is easier to push. He is easier to move. Why? Because he is thin. He is very light. Clear? Now I would tell you, if an object has more mass, it means it has more inertia. If an object has less mass, then it means it has less inertia. So what is the name or what is it called? In mathematics, it's called a direct, D-I-R-E-C-T, relationship. If one object goes up, if mass increases, see, if mass increase, then inertia would also increase. That means, see, the sumo who has more mass means he has the ability to resist change more because he has more inertia. So it will be more difficult to start moving or stop moving. But if you have less mass, meaning you have less inertia. It also means you will be easier to start moving or stop moving. Okay? I'll also give you one example. Example, if you and your friend, you have a fat friend, imagine, okay? Very like over. Two of you go inside a jeepney. You ride a jeepney, okay? Or a train or whatever. You would be holding like this. And if a driver suddenly stops, you, because you are thin, you would move. Why? Because you have less inertia than your friend. Your friend who is fat, he would just be holding. If a driver stopped, it would just be like that. He has little movement. But you will be doing a big movement. See? It's easy. Next question. Can you see the two balls? There are two types of balls. One is a bowling ball. And the second is a baseball. Questions. Which ball is heavier? Is it the bowling ball or a baseball? Yes, it's the bowling ball. True. Next. Which is harder to stop moving? Which? The bowling ball or the baseball? It'll be harder to move the bowling ball. Why? Because it's heavy. Third question. Which of the balls has more inertia? The bowling ball or the baseball? Yes, it's the bowling ball. Correct. Very good. I can see that you now understand. So now, for you to learn more about the law of inertia, please watch this video. For the last part of our topic for today, I want to know what you have learned. Number 1. Sir Isaac Newton developed the 3 laws of motion. Second, Newton's first law is known as the law of inertia. Third, the relationship between mass and inertia is called direct relationship. Meaning, if mass increases, goes up, then inertia also goes up or it increases. Next to last, inertia is signed like mass or weight. Okay? Very good. Now it's the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for focusing your attention, and thank you for always listening to Mom Rhoda. Thank you. Now, please, it's time to answer your module. Okay? So if you need to watch this video again, ask me, okay? Thank you and see you next time on our next video. Bye. Stay home, stay safe. Stay healthy. God bless you all. Bye. Why do our bodies move when the driver steps on the brakes or it stops? Why? Because the car and our body are both moving in the same direction, which is a forward direction. Example, the car is going forward, then our bodies are also moving forward, like this. So that means if the driver steps on the brakes, our body would also push forward. Okay? Again, it is difficult to stop a moving object because of the law of inertia. Next question. Why do we need to be careful when we are using a bicycle or a motorcycle? Why? Example, right now it's pandemic time, right? And you know that there are a lot of people who use bicycles or motorcycles. So, if for example you are using the bicycle too fast, you're speeding up too much speed, if there is a stone or a hump or other cars in the way, then it will be difficult for you to stop. Again, why? Why? Because of the law of inertia. If an object is moving, it will continue to move. I already told you about that. It will be difficult to stop a speeding object. So you have to be careful when you are using bicycle or motorcycle. Okay? Next question. Why is it important to use a seatbelt? A seatbelt like this. You know this, right? The seatbelt inside the car. Why? Again, if the car is moving forward, then our bodies, we would also move forward with the car, like this. So that means if there will be an accident and the car would hit it, then we will be moving forward too, and there will be blood everywhere. It's gonna be dangerous. So it's very important that you will use a seatbelt. Why? Because it will be hard to stop a moving object because of inertia. Clear? Okay. Look at these other examples. Can you see the motorcycle? And there's a wall. And once you hit the wall, you would be flying forward because of the law of inertia. I will be showing you a simple experiment about the law of inertia. It's about the magicians pulling a tablecloth. You know, when you look at some magic shows, you would see that sometimes most of them are just about science, okay? So I will show you this video, and then I will also show you some of my students who did this experiment before. And I hope that you can try this at home. Now I told you it's a very simple lesson about the law of inertia. Our lesson today is very simple. So now the question is, what did you learn? First, it is difficult to make a resting object move because of its inertia. Example, the car is heavy, and I already told you, more mass means more inertia. It means that the car is heavy, it means it has more inertia. Then it will be harder to push. Why? Because it would like to stay at rest. Next, we also need to be careful when riding a bicycle or motorcycle because inertia makes it hard to stop a moving object. It will be better to ride slowly. Okay, next. It is difficult to stop moving object. That's why it's very important for you to use seatbelts. Next, seatbelts. There are seatbelts and airbags in the car that is for our safety. Seatbelts are safety belts, so you need to use them for our safety. Now let's watch this video about it. Now it's time for you to answer your module. God bless you all, and I hope that you would all stay at home, okay? So you don't get the virus. Please stay home and obey your parents. Bye. See ya next time. Bye.